All right, what's good, everybody? Happy Saturday, Sabbath to everybody. All right, uh, and thank you for your time. I hope you guys enjoy your day and your weekend. Here in Las Vegas, we got a lot of stuff going on here. So much stuff. They got this Cinco de Mayo thing, which is basically like a party holiday. Okay, I don't know other much value to it other than I think they won some type of battle. Was more like an excuse to party, but nevertheless, there were so many people out here, and then they got this Edmonton and the Golden Knights thing, all right? And them Golden Knights fans, they look at hockey as a religion. But let's get into Jordan Neely, all right? And I want to talk a little bit about my incident, about the incident, and maybe I'll give you a perspective as a military veteran, a war veteran myself. I went twice to the Iraq and Afghani campaign. I did about 3.5 years as a civil contractor over there in the Middle East as well. And I did 13 years, 2 years in reserve and the other 11 years in active. So, but let me put a disclaimer out here. If you got mental health issues, if you think that you feel in some type of way, that is, if you are going through something that times are trying, okay? So, I don't know, you may be spiritually attacked, and don't mix spiritually attacks with mental health, all right? You better ask. First of all, you may want to think about getting in them doggone scriptures. Okay, start reading again. That's if you was already taught the doctrine. All right, and you need to pray. You should. Second of all right, I think particularly if it pertains to mental health, you need to ask. Okay, you're not obligated to go. Okay, like you hear the New York government, that's where the incident happened, saying that you have an obligation or people have an obligation. No, people don't have an obligation to help, okay, you with your mental health, okay? But I'll say this, you should if you need help, all right? And that's very nice if you extend a hand to help somebody, but you can't obligate or force anybody that don't want to be helped. You understand? For people that are affected by mental health. Okay, you need to go. You need to ask for help. All right, but in the end of the day, you, sir or ma'am, you are your own health or mental health care. That's going to be up to you to get that finished, or get that, to ask for that type of help. Now, y'all know about the incident. It happened out in the New York subway where this Jordan Neely, who was a Michael Jackson impersonator, homeless, all right, where he was basically choked out. Turned out the guy that choked him out was a military veteran, 24-year-old Dennis Penny. I think that's what his name was. All right, I understand he was a well-decorated Marine. Okay, choked this man out in the subway. Now, just from gathering up news reports and hearing other podcasters talk and the testimonies from the witnesses and stuff like that, this guy Jordan Neely, all right, had mental health issues, particularly when his mother died about 15 or so years ago. That was affected by, now I think that affected him for a very long time. Mr. Neely had, I'm sorry, not, yeah, Neely had 42 arrests, okay, for things like assault, unprovoked, I don't know, I'm sorry, unprovoked assault, robbery, petty, theft and robbery and that type of stuff. All right, so he had a little track record on him. Okay, now I'm not sure about how those guys, how it ended up that way, but according to reports that those guys maybe had a verbal altercation and there was a standoff, and next thing you know, the Mr. Penny scooped this guy up and choked him out. All right, as There's people on the subway took pictures of this guy, picture perfect, made a professional picture of this guy being choked out. Nobody intervened and said stop. Nobody asked for called 911. Nothing. Okay, this guy was choked out. I understand he was had this guy in the headlock for 15 minutes. Okay, so maybe that tells me this guy wanted to kill Mr. Neely, and Dennis Penny was taken into custody, but he was let go. All right, and it's a big, I don't know, it's a big deal over people are protesting and saying it was racially motivated and that type of thing, and they need to be, I don't know, they got the mayor, what's his name, Adams, and that governor. Okay, they're all in it. All right, uh, with press conferences and that type of stuff. So, is this incident? Is this a focus on the incident, or is this something to try to rough up national attention, like another George Floyd incident? That's all I'm asking. Okay, I think that the guy had a right, if he felt that he was threatened, to defend himself, but that did not warrant him to use deadly force. Okay, and you know what they're going to start doing? I'm gonna tell you what they're going to start doing after incidents like this. They're going to start discerning the government's mental health with these incidents like robbery and uh, assaults and all that type of stuff that's non-related to it. Okay, uh, an incident. I just think that it was wrong for that military veteran to kill that guy, other than to try to use the self-defense to disable the guy, to restrain him, while other people should have been helping him out. Okay, helping until they can get some type of the authorities of medical help. Okay, so I think that some veterans are using their skills the wrong way, or it's not the right way. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, it was not the right way. But who's to say? Let me tell you something. That guy had altercations with people, according to those reports. But who's to say that that guy was also a PTSD veteran? Okay, because all those guys that went to those campaign, even myself, all right, we all got it. Okay, you end up running into somebody like that, you end up running into the right one, and they end up getting into it. So there's gonna be at times where you may not control the reaction that other person is gonna do. You know, if you have a mental issue, you want to confront somebody. All right, I just think that there's a more tactful way you want to consider that. And most mental health people with mental health, they're not dumb. Okay, maybe a little cray, but not dumb. So let's see how this thing is going to come about. All right. I just didn't like the way that it was handled, the way that it could have been handled. No help. They took pictures like of this guy like he was some type of prize catcher or great rhino, this Jordan Neely guy. You know, and it wasn't the right way. And if you're gonna protest, y'all, make sure that you get your point across, protest and go home. Because y'all get to where you're gonna start tearing up stuff and try to buck the police, they're gonna make an arrest. One more thing, y'all, okay? You military veterans. And the thing that happened in Atlanta, I wanted to say, okay, with that other guy that was a Coast Guard guy, okay? Just because you have mental health issues in the VA, and that's what happened, so you went to another hospital, or you wasn't being accommodated, you want the way that you wanted to be accommodated, that don't mean that you go other places or whatever and act out. If the VA is not accommodating you the way you want to be accommodated, you need to call what they call the patient advocate, and you need to complain. And if you wish, if you can't get an appointment in the VA, the service that you wish to have, you need to get or ask for community care. So they can give you a doctor outside of the VA. All right. That applies to a lot of people that are not in larger cities where those main VA hospitals are. Okay. But nevertheless, if you need help, I don't care if you're a veteran or not, you better ask. Okay. Because I'm thinking they're going to get to where they're going to start drafting out statutes of limitations between mental health and, these type of heinous crimes, hate crimes, okay, mass shootings. So let me know what you think about the video. I know I went over my time limit. A lot of us are ADHD, and thank you for your time.